Hey, welcome. Today, we are going to get into what might just be the most challenging and honestly, the most important part of trading. What's going on inside your own head. We're going to unpack why just knowing how to trade is never enough and figure out what really separates the traders who make it from those who are just constantly spinning their wheels.
Sound familiar? I think this pretty much sums it up for a lot of people. It's that crazy paradox at the very heart of the trading struggle, right? You see this potential for incredible freedom, but the day-to-day reality just feels like this constant uphill battle against some kind of invisible enemy. And, as we're about to find out, that enemy is often staring right back at you in the mirror.
So what is the real problem here? I mean, if it's not the charts, and it's not the indicators or the strategy itself, then what is it? What keeps so many smart, dedicated people from actually succeeding in this game?
Well, let me introduce you to Jacob. Jacob did everything by the book. He'd spent years researching, he'd watched all the webinars, he'd practiced, he really had the knowledge down. But when it came time to put real money on the line, his dream of being a trader started to fall apart. He was smart, he was dedicated, but he was losing.
This right here was Jacob's big question. And you know what? It's a question thousands of traders are asking themselves every single day. It's that gap between knowing exactly what you're supposed to do and then actually being able to do it when the pressure's on. This is the exact problem we are going to crack open today.
To really get this, let's look at a tale of two traders. We'll call them Steve and Tom. They're both about to sit down on the exact same Monday morning, looking at the exact same market, but where they end up, well, it's going to be worlds apart.
So here's how they each deal with the same thing, that gnawing fear after a losing week. Tom, he basically turns into a drill sergeant. He's yelling at himself, trying to shove his fear down with brute force. This is a perfect recipe for revenge trading. Steve, on the other hand, does the complete opposite. He actually acknowledges the fear. He sits with it, he manages it, before it gets a chance to infect his decisions. And you can see exactly where this leads. Tom's approach creates this kind of fragile, cover-up mindset. Sure, on the surface, he might feel ready to go, but underneath, that unresolved fear is pulling all the strings. Steve's preparation, though, leads to a totally different state of mind, one of calm, curious focus. He's ready to respond to whatever the market gives him, not demand what he wants from it. So this is the big question, isn't it? The charts are identical. The news is the same. The only thing that's different is the internal world of each trader. So, what gives?
The answer, it turns out, is an understanding that trading isn't really about what you see on the screen. It's about the lens you're seeing it through.
I want you to think about successful trading like a three-legged stool. It's a simple idea, but it's powerful. If any single leg is weak or wobbly, the entire thing just collapses. The problem is, most traders spend all of their time and energy focused on just two of these legs. Okay, so what are the three legs? First, you have your platform. That's your broker, your screens, all your tools. Then you have your methodology. That's your system, your rules for finding trades and managing risk. And then there's the third leg, the one that almost everyone ignores, your psychology. But here's the crucial part. Your psychology isn't just another leg. It's the mind that directs the other two.
This is such a great way to think about it. Imagine you've got the most high-tech operating room in the world. That's your platform. And you've got the best medical training money can buy. That's your methodology. But if the surgeon's hand is shaking because of fear or ego, that operation is absolutely doomed. You are the surgeon, and your mindset is what's guiding the scalpel. So how does this actually play out? Well, it's a direct chain of events. Your underlying emotional state, like Tom's unmanaged fear, directly creates your state of mind. That state of mind then acts like a filter, determining what possibilities you even see in the market. Those possibilities dictate your actions, like, say, jumping into a bad trade. And of course, your actions create your reality, another losing day. It is a straight line from what's inside you to your P&L statement.
But wait, what creates that emotional state in the first place? To really get to the bottom of this, we have to go one level deeper. We have to start talking about our beliefs.
Now this is a bit of a mind-bending concept, so stick with me. We like to think that we choose what we believe, right? But the truth is, for most of us, our deepest, most powerful beliefs were formed a long, long time ago, totally outside of our conscious awareness, and they are the ones running the show. These beliefs, beliefs about money, about risk, about failure, about whether we're good enough, they're the real starting point of that whole causal chain we just looked at. They are the invisible filters that shape our emotional state before we even turn on the computer. They literally create the market that we see.
And just look at the difference this makes. Tom is totally trapped by his unexamined belief that he's somehow inadequate and needs to prove himself. But the master trader, he understands this whole dynamic. He consciously chooses his beliefs like tools. He adopts a belief that serves him, like, my job is to be a risk manager, not a fortune teller. You see? He's using beliefs as a tool instead of being used by them.
Okay, so if the problem really runs this deep, what on earth is the solution? How do you go from being a prisoner of your beliefs like Tom to becoming a master of your mindset like Steve?
The answer isn't some new indicator or another holy grail strategy. The real path forward is an internal one. It's about making the journey from mindlessness, where you're just blindly driven by these automatic programs, to mindfulness. It is a learnable skill of being able to step back and just observe the forces that have been secretly running your life.
And this is the goal. This is what becomes possible when you actually practice the skill. And notice, it's not a state of having no emotion. It's a peak performance state of mind where you can act with calm, with confidence, with impartiality, and with the courage to follow your plan even when things are uncertain. This is what we call the trader state of mind.
Ultimately, it comes down to this. Every single click of the mouse is an expression of your deepest beliefs. You're not actually trading charts and patterns. You are trading your own psychology. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What unexamined beliefs are you bringing to the screen every single day? Answering that, that's the first real step on the path to mindful trading.